Hello YouTube, my name behind the camera here is Sniping is Fun, and like I promised, I wanted to kind of show you basically where my drawings currently are at, some of the drawings I've been working on, and I think it's time to finally show you these things. Most of them are not completely done. There's a few that are 100%, but some of them I still have like some things to do with the characters, and then the backgrounds, most of them don't have a background yet, but I wanted to show you where I'm currently at because I want to show you what I've been working on in the meantime while I've not been doing YouTube videos for all of you out there. So let's get this started with No More Heroes Travis Touchdown. I've been working on him. I'm a big fan of the No More Heroes series, super looking forward. I like 1 and 2. I got 1 also on like the PlayStation 3. Travis Strikes Again. It's still fun, as much as it's like an game. It still was a fun experience. I'm looking forward to No More Heroes 3. I'm a big fan of the series, Suda 51's games in general. I wanted to draw Travis Touchdown. The fun thing about this one is some of the pictures I draw, I kind of look exactly at a picture and I draw it for, like, exact. And sometimes I modify things and change a few things up. This was an interesting picture for me to do, because I drew it off a stance of an action figure, like a little Travis Touchdown figurine. I drew the stance for this off of, and had to look at multiple pictures for his face to kind of get the hair right, to kind of get, like the face, the sunglasses, the beam katana. I had to look at a picture of specifically the beam katana and the jackets and whatnot. The only thing I'm not done with on this picture yet is, obviously you can tell the background's all white. I don't want that. I'm going to change that eventually. And I'm working on the shirt. That's the last thing I have to do for Travis Touchdown before I touch the background. Everything else turned out pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, Travis Touchdown. Then we have, and this is one of the ones that's completely done, Ryu from Street Fighter. I think it turned out pretty freaking awesome. Big fan of Street Fighter. Been a fan of since the second one in the 90s, growing up when I was like 5-6 years old, growing up with Street Fighter. Love the Street Fighter franchise and have ever since. Want to show one of my favorite characters from it, even though I think I like Ken more now. I grew up loving Ryu because I was a big Dragon Ball Z kid back then, and throwing Hadoukens like Kamehamehas, and just like the main characters always looking cool, like Terry Bogard and like someone like Sub-Zero and Scorpion and whatnot. I was always a big fan of like the cool looking characters, and I wanted to show a picture of Ryu, and it's pretty freaking awesome. Shading on the arms and the legs. I found a picture of him specifically doing this. Modified the face a little bit. It doesn't look exactly like what he looked like in the drawing. I think this is based off artwork from either Street Fighter 2 or 3, maybe? I'm not fully sure. I know it's not Alpha, but yeah, there's Ryu from Street Fighter. Then we got the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, I'm going to slightly modify the background, I think, a little bit more. It's done, but I think I want to darken this red a little bit more so it's not super bright red. But yeah, from T2, the best Terminator movie. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, love the movies and his other movies in general, but like Terminator is awesome. I wanted to draw Terminator, and I think it turned out pretty freaking awesome there. There you go. Let me get a little more of a view on that. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. And it looks a lot like Arnold too. The face kind of turned out pretty well. Then we have Jason Voorhees. I did a picture last year of Freddy Krueger. I don't know if I ever showed that one on my YouTube channel. Like I said, I will be doing more drawings, showing you more like last year before that drawing, some of which I have shown on my channel before. But I drew Jason Voorhees. I'm not a big fan of horror movies and whatnot, but I do like a certain few, and I do watch them. I'm just not the biggest fan, but I'm a fan of the Jason Voorhees character, the mask and the machete with the blood and everything. I think it turned out pretty freaking awesome, like very dark colors and whatnot. I think that's going to look good when I make copies of that one and eventually sell that one. We got Mega Man, OG Mega Man. I know I've drawn like 1 or 2 Mega Man before, but I think this one's the one I like the best. The background's not done yet. Like I said, this is the start of like ones that really don't have a background done. The whole Jason, Terminator, and Ryu ones are the only ones that are really 100% completely done. But yeah, Mega Man I think turned out pretty good. I love the Mega Man franchise. Been a fan of that since X in the OG one on like Super Nintendo and Game Boy and whatnot. So yeah, I had to draw Mega Man in there. I like to draw my video game characters, superheroes, comic books, movies. I really like drawing like, entertainment media stuff type characters. So there's Mega Man. I had to show some love to Mega Man. And then we get to Mortal Kombat. If I grew up with Street Fighter, I obviously also at the time grew up with Mortal Kombat. And I based this picture off of, which I'm not done with the background yet, I based this picture off of characters from Mortal Kombat 1, excluding Kano. He's the only one in here that's not on there. But they're all based off their designs from Mortal Kombat 2, except for Sonya, because she wasn't playable in Mortal Kombat 2. It's based off her Mortal Kombat 3 design, the logo in the middle. I think it turned out pretty freaking awesome. There's a few things I could probably fix on like Sub-Zero, like the eyes, and a little bit with Johnny, but I think Scorpion turned out great. Raiden turned out awesome. Liu Kang's pretty cool, and Sonya's awesome. So yeah, I think I just need to figure out what I want to do with the background now. And I did like the whole fire kind of design in the middle with the black and like grayish silver design for the logo. Make it a little more of a light shot on this, so you can get a little bit better of a look. Yeah, there's that. I think it's been pretty good so far. I like it. Then we got Wonder Woman, which I'm surprised I never drew a Wonder Woman at this point. I've drawn like every other superhero pretty much at this point. Static, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, like X-Men characters like Wolverine and Gambit and whatnot. I finally draw Wonder Woman, one of the best female superheroes of all time. Not because she's a woman, but because she's freaking awesome. And one of the best DC heroes in like the Justice League and everything too. And I think it turned out pretty good. I think it's based off like her, like the picture I was looking at was based off like her new design, like from the comics, like the more metal armor design, which I actually kind of like, and the one they've used like in the DCEU and whatnot. The only thing I modified so far from this picture, besides like the face a little bit and the hair, was in the original picture that I looked at this from, she was wielding a sword. I know the Wonder Woman character uses a sword more so nowadays, but I've always seen her more of like the lasso type of thing. So I took the sword out of her hand when I drew the picture. I wanted to focus more on Wonder Woman with her lasso than sword, because I think that's more of a recent thing for a character, and I'm not super big a fan of that. So yeah, I drew Wonder Woman. She's an awesome character. Then we have one more Mortal Kombat picture, because I wanted to do a picture of this character too. Melina, one of the best female characters that come out of the Mortal Kombat franchise. It sucks that she wasn't in Mortal Kombat 11. I kind of mixed up her design. This is definitely a character I kind of modified different designs for, because it's like I took a picture of someone I was looking at like pictures of Melina on Google, and there was a cosplayer who was doing like her OG design. So I tried to go a little bit off her OG design, then modify in like the 3D era stuff and like the new NetherRealm, like new timeline era stuff. The mask specifically is from her 3D era stuff. The hair is obviously from X. The gear, the actual costume, is pretty much like a mixture of like the 3D era with mainly being like Mortal Kombat X. The blades, I think, are specifically OG. I think those are her OG ones. I'm not fully sure. I forgot how much they've updated her blades. And I think the armbands are OG. And the wristbands, I think, are an OG-esque design. It's somewhat original. I try to do like a mishmash of Melina here to represent multiple games. And she is a cool character. Not one of my all-time favorites from Mortal Kombat, but I do like the character. Then we get to Spawn. One of the best comic book heroes, well, anti-heroes technically, of all time. I think he turned out freaking awesome. I'm not the biggest fan of Spawn, but I've always really liked the design of the character and whatnot. Looking forward to him in Mortal Kombat 11 and a new movie that's supposedly coming out, I think. Yeah, Spawn. He's a really freaking awesome character, and I think this has so far turned out really good outside the needing to do the background. So yeah, there's that. Then we have Crash Bandicoot. Always been a fan of the Crash Bandicoot series ever since the days of the PlayStation 1. Glad that they remade them in the Insane trilogy. Been playing that lately. And it's a cool, awesome character that I'm a big fan of. So there you go. And it looks just almost like him. Like, oh my god. I think that turned out pretty good. This one probably needs a little bit of work. Definitely the background, but whatnot. We got Tony Stark and Iron Man. Just to get that armor that looks semi like that took quite a bit of time. It looks a little bit metallic now. It looked better when I actually make this background look something different. I threw in Robert Downey Jr.'s version of Tony Stark and this thing, so it's like unmasked version, masked version, put a design in there. It'd be pretty cool when the background actually looks like, looks at it. I need to fix Tony's eyes though, because he has almost anime eyes, big bulge anime eyes. But that's about the only thing that's really off of that picture. Then we have another comic book character I'm a big fan of, Blade. Awesome character. Always been a fan of him in like video games and movies and TV shows and whatnot, cartoons. I like the character a lot. Super cool to see him in the MCU as long as they do him right. And like Blade, vampire hunter, really cool character, and I'm actually really happy how this turned out. Just need to figure out what I want to do with the background. Onto one wrestling picture I have, AJ Styles. Based off his design in WWE. I'm going to be doing another variation on this picture. I kind of wanted to make sure I had a because it was like I'm trying to time all this stuff in between work to get ready for craft shows and sell my art and everything. And my original intentions for this picture, which is the reason I want to go back to it, is I wanted to kind of do, and I want to do a couple of different wrestlers like this, show like maybe like their modern day self, and then show past self. So I was going to probably show TNA AJ Styles, New Japan AJ Styles, and here's WWE AJ Styles. I'll probably do another variation of this movie with him with his red gear, even though the jacket he's wearing is this blue one. But art is subjective, and it'd be cool to see him in a red gear. And this one's just going to be based off this WWE design, which also kind of is a New Japan design too, because he's looked mostly the same since then. But yes, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time since he was in TNA, since I kind of got into TNA around 2005, 6. Cool. And the last picture I want to show you, Storm. I always have to draw some X-Men characters. I'm a big fan of the X-Men. What do I say? I drew Gambit. I drew Wolverine. I don't know if I've shown those over on my channel. If I haven't, let me know. I'm going to show you a lot of my older art too, because I know I've shown some of it. And yeah, Storm, one of my favorite X-Men as well. Cool character design. You do the background, and that's really about it. That's my current art so far. You've seen, Jason Voorhees, Storm, Travis Touchdown, Wonder Woman, Spawn, AJ Styles. A lot of cool art here, Mega Man. That's it. That's just what I want to say and show you, and hope you guys liked it, and stay tuned for more art videos. Peace. See you all later. My name is Snipe Fun. Please subscribe if you want to, and have a lovely day. Bye.